Now, we're recorded in.
All
there
right.
we go. Yep.
Okay. So it's you, myself, Peter. No John,
No Steve.
no Steve, no Vinny.
Let's see.
All right.
I'll try texting John. Steve Roby.
Well, I thought for some reason on my phone, it's just not letting me see a gallery shot.
Okay.
No,
So what's a quorum?
4. We need one more.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if we can discuss this, but the August meeting will probably not be in existence only because the town hall is having elections. You know,
On August, whatever date that would be.
yeah,
10th, August 10th.
yeah,
9th.
9, whatever that Tuesday is.
Yeah,
Ninth.
9th.
10th,
No,
right?
no sewer meeting.
I mean, what happens is if we reschedule it, everybody forgets about it. So it's just better off to say we're not going to have it. We usually kind of blow off August anyway. So,
Steve Roby's not available.
okay.
He was gonna try it from the car, but I don't know. He's driving somewhere.
All right. Well, I don't know if we want to hang for Vinny or,
Yeah, we give him a few minutes.
Yeah,
yeah,
we can wait a few minutes.
Rick just walked in my office, so if you elevate him, he can be your.
oh, that's good. All right, then we can, all right. So can I get a motion to elevate Ricky to the board?
Motion to elevate.
A
Second, all in
Second.
favor? Aye. Okay, great. Thank you, Ricky. I know you're dying to be here. Okay, so meeting called to order at, I can't tell what time, 4:03. And may I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval of the minutes from June 14th. May I get a motion to approve those minutes?
So move.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Kathy. And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, new business. So we just had this quick conversation about canceling the August 9th meeting because the town is having mini elections that day. And as history shows it, unless it's an emergency, anytime we move a meeting to a different time and date, it just never fails. It's just a bust. So everybody can have that day off, which will be great. Let's see, old business. We're kind of working on stuff, just to let everybody know, a couple of weeks ago, up on Route 7, where the development was trying to go at 227 North Main Street. There was a sewer problem up there. As it turned out, it wasn't our issue, which was great, but the Ewers have continued to have problems up there. And what it was Aquarian Water had gone in when they were attaching their water line because they had water problems, that they cracked the sewer line because they did not realize, they couldn't believe it was a ceramic pipe. So the viewers were out of sewer for like a day or two, and Billy Gal came to their rescue and fixed it for them. And then Aquarian Water came in. This was over the 4th of July weekend, so the timing couldn't have been better. But at any rate, Billy Gal came to the rescue and fixed it for them. But it just goes to show that that line up there is just not in great shape, that it could crack that easily, but that's another conversation. Let's see. Otherwise, not truly terribly much happening. Lau, you want to give your report
Sure.
since you're on?
Yep. Good afternoon, everyone. We had 1.9 million gallons total come through the plant. It's a 71,000 or 65,000 gallon per day average. 714,000 came from Kent School. Average BOD removal rate is 99%, and so was the total suspended solids. Average influent pH was 7.3. We had an issue with the Judd Avenue generator. It failed during its monthly exercising. It indicated that it had a lock rotor condition on the generator side. So I called in Kinsley, because I didn't want to try to do anything that would cause more damage. And they came out, and it turns out that when the battery fails, it'll give a lock rotor condition. So hindsight being 2020, next time it says lock rotor condition, the battery is bad. So it was a kind of a hard lesson learned, have to have a service call for that. Anyways,
Could you have changed the battery instead of them if had you known what the problem was?
yeah, we could have changed that battery.
All right.
God forbid that, in that, I looked through the manuals, to determine if there was something I missed, and in calling them, and a lock rotor can come from other items on the generator side of the gen set. So it's basically is a safety protocol to
Okay.
have
What kind
that.
of battery is this? Is this like a car battery?
It's like a car. It's like a car battery.
Okay.
But the generator has a charging system. Charging system indicated everything was green.
Uh-huh.
So, when something usually fails on the charging side, you have a red indicator, to draw your attention to things. And it said that it was green. So I don't understand the battery failing. With the
That's weird though, when they were,
charger.
that's weird that when they were there though, that they didn't, I mean, I guess I don't, maybe this is a crazy question. I didn't know if there's a way in which the information is relayed of when there is a problem is more accurate.
The thing of it is I asked the gentleman, when the battery fails, does it have to say lock rotor condition, or can it say something else? And they would have to get a software engineer in to program the thing. And I even called Bart about it, because I don't know if he had any suggestions of how I could get that changed. And he said that anything like that will fall on deaf ears.
Okay.
We won't change anything like that.
All right. Well, that's fine. I mean, at least it's fixed and we're up and running and
Right. Nothing, seriously
bad.
was wrong. Thank God, because, if that was broken, for any length of time, could be an issue. Anyways, 2 effluent beds are drying and 2 are in use. Peter and I attended that wastewater conference, and he took a confined space training course, and that's about all I have for the month.
good. When's he taking his test? Has he taken it yet or it's coming up?
He has to apply for the test by September, but he has to get his course finished and get his grades back before then.
Okay. How's he doing?
So he's progressing on it.
Good.
So.
And he's a good worker down there?
Yes, he stays
Good.
busy
He
all the
seems
time.
very nice. I mean, he seems very nice guy, so I'm
Yes.
glad it's
Yeah.
working out. That's great.
Yes.
Good. I don't know if Barbara's on.
Yeah, I am.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully everybody can see it. I have the usual 3 reports that I provide. Let's see if I can't make this bigger so that you can see it, Lissa.
Actually, I'm blowing. Oh, thank you. That even helps. Excellent. Thank you.
So all the year-end figures are in pretty much. I don't expect there to be anything else that comes in. If there is, it will be small. That'll get posted to the last fiscal year that just ended. So this is the actual versus budget for the whole year. And as you can see, our total income exceeded what we budgeted by a little bit. It was interesting because the septage fees that we collected were actually less than we budgeted, but the sewer use charges were quite a bit more than we budgeted. So overall, we collected more revenue than we expected to.
Right, that's always good.
Yeah. All the other expenses pretty much tracked. The education expense didn't. I think this $85 is the seminar that Lyle just referenced that they attended. I think one person got to go for free, and so they only had to pay for one person to attend. So will there be expenses coming through for the courses that Peter's taking, Lyle?
Yes, I think it was $200, I think, for his books and the training manual and the documentation. I think it was 200. Not
Okay,
sure on
can-
that. And then it'll be I think 259 to take the test, the state test.
Well, that'll have to come out of the current fiscal year, but the books and the stuff, if he's already purchased that, if you
Okay.
could get him, or if you could submit the receipts to me so I can reimburse it and get it paid out of last year, I would prefer that.
Okay. Will do.
The electricity and the fuel tracked pretty much on target. I think there were increases in costs in general, so just the reflection of that is why we're over a little bit of what was budgeted, but not severely. So I was pleased with that. The health insurance was over a little bit because I don't believe that we budgeted for the two-person status versus the single status when we created the fiscal year 22 budget, but we
Right.
did account for that in the 23 budget. So we should be fine with that. The lab exams tracked a little bit higher than what we had budgeted. The postage, they are charging us a postage fee, but that's not included in that figure. That postage fee is actually down here under postage. That's why that's so much higher than what was budgeted. And Bart has not submitted an invoice. So I'm hoping that I can get an invoice out of him at least till the end of June, so we can get it into the proper fiscal year. So overall, we ended up putting $21,000 in the capital reserve for large capital expenditures. And it was like
65,
yeah.
65 for
Oh,
short.
sorry, it's right below it. 65 for short term. And so when you take that out, it's still
showing
that we had a profit of 109. So that was terrific.
That's good.
The net income is really 138. However, out of that 138, we did pay back the town $50,000 against the money for the belt press, as well as the principal payments on the USDA loans don't show as an expense. Those just hit the balance sheet. And so you can see those variances over here from over a year ago, how much we've paid down on this debt. So that's good. Oh, maybe I'll make this bigger so you can see it, Lissa. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Thanks. Operating on my phone is always fun. So,
So this is
Oh,
the
that's right.
balance sheet. These are the cash balances on 6/30 of this year versus a year ago. So overall, our cash is up $40,000 from a year ago. So that's great.
that is good.
Yeah, and our debt is down.
Oh, something will always happen. Something always happens. So don't count our blessings yet. So
Yeah,
that's great though.
yep. And then the June disbursement journal. And I just highlighted a few things. This highlighted in blue is the annual renewal for the permits. And even though that's an expense for the current fiscal year, it shows on this disbursement journal because I paid it before the end of the year, but the expense won't actually hit our reports until this fiscal year.
Okay.
So it'll go against this fiscal year. And then the yellow down here is the USDA debt service payments. We have two of them that come out in June. Here's the small one. And that's the total payment, 3531. And then here's the larger one, 21,394.
Okay.
So those are the disbursements for June.
Okay. And then where are we here? The question you and I were talking about earlier in the week was the RAG thing. with Welsh. Was it Welsh?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that was very strange. I paid
know.
June and then they sent an additional increased bill for June and I wasn't expecting that. That's reflected in here, but I didn't know what that was
So-
for.
So go, now that we know it's for, because the rags are so heavy and wet, is that Lyle, is that gonna be an every month thing where they're gonna pick it up twice a month then?
They're gonna pick it up every week.
Oh, every week?
Yeah,
So-
they were on twice a month before. Now they're on weekly.
A weekly, all right.
Oh.
So Barbara, not you and I not paying attention to that conversation. Do we need to adjust the budget even though we've already passed the budget, knowing that?
No,
Is
we
it all right?
wouldn't. We wouldn't do that. If it was a huge, I mean, even if it's $5,000 or $6,000 by the end of the year, that's not enough to change the budget and increase
Okay.
the appropriation. It really
Okay.
isn't.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I think
All
we're
of a sudden,
fine.
It's twice as much now, but I get it because the wet rags, I can't imagine picking up a dumpster worth of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Anyway, so is everybody fine with the disbursement sheet? Then if so, may I get a motion to approve the check register for Barbara for the month of June?
I move.
Second,
I'll second then.
all right. And all in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you. Thanks, Barbara.
So
Much
the
appre-
only other thing I wanted to say is that the steep grant round for this year is open. And the application deadline is the very beginning of August. So I'm going to look at that between now and then. And if we can submit a steep grant application for the tank, I will. We may not have enough information in hand yet from Bart.
Okay, evidently Bart just got over COVID, so he's been a little bit missing in action.
Mhm.
And I will reach out to him, see if he can give us a little bit better idea of what we need to do so that we can, move forward with that. Cause I saw that note come through about the steep grant
Yeah,
and I would hate to miss that opportunity.
the most we could get would be 500,000, but that'd be great.
500,000 is more than we had yesterday.
Yep. Yep.
Great. All right, I'll give him a ring and touch base with him and stuff
Okay,
and see what we can do, come up with some figures there.
perfect.
Great, thank you. Is Debbie on? No.
No.
I know Bart is not on.
No.
So unless anybody has anything that they need to add in to today's meeting, I guess we're done. Does anybody have anything else?
No, I don't.
Biggest focus is to get this thing done with the grant and get Bart on board to get those drawings done so we can at least move forward. And I mean, it's not going to happen right away, but it's just such a huge project. It's going to take a lot of time. So that is kind of the focus.
Yep.
Anyway,
Okay.
all right,
Okay.
well, then I guess meeting is adjourned at, can't tell what time is it here? 4:19. All right,
Sounds
almost a record. Almost a record. All right, gang, I will see you in September, as the song says, and thank you very much. Have a great August. Thank you, guys.
Phew.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.